Live. What is up, hungry ones? Welcome to Quarter Munchers Livecast. I am Johnny.
And I am the only Mitch.
And,
Yeah.
holy crap, it's been a little while. Well, not really a little while. Last week, everyone saw me try to play I Want to Be the Bashi and die 56 times in the span of 5 minutes.
Only.
Only, yes, and that was when I called it quits there, and I moved on to... What the fuck did I play after that I was, like, really digging on? I don't know. It'll come to me. I post this shit and I forget. I'm getting old, man. Getting fucking old.
Yeah.
But that was in lieu of news last week. And oddly, we really didn't have a whole lot of news last week. But this week, fuck, dude.
Yeah. And
So
these last, 6 days. Hoo boy.
yeah, so we are going to just kind of rapid fire this out. And, I mean, we're going to talk about what we want to talk about when we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
The first thing that we need to get up and running here is
DX.
posting the right monitor for that. We're doing it live.
Oh, boy. We do it live all the time, baby.
There it is.
Oh, man. We made the best... Oh, okay. I'll show you guys in a minute. We made some great stickers at my work the other day that I'm in love with. Yeah. So I'll just show you.
Trash pandas.
Yeah. For some reason, there's been a bit of a raccoon meme, bubbling lately. That's not even, we did, 2 other stickers that were, raccoons, life is trash or something, and fucking shit like that. It's great.
So.
But, yeah. Persona.
The first thing we do have to talk about is, a few weeks ago when Persona 5 first came out, Atlus really laid down what their guidelines as to what they were going to allow to be streamed, what they were going to allow, what they wanted broadcast and everything, what they didn't want spoiled, which from the standpoint of us broadcasters, it's nice to have that information. At the same time, it's also nice to not be badly limited as we were being. And the community was incredibly vocal about it. So they changed their stance a wee bit.
Yeah, I think... I don't know if we discussed it, but I think to a certain extent this was a case of the original rules that came down were straight from Atlus Japan. Old corporate guys where they've got Nico Nico and, Twitch.tv is still, really kind of obscure.
Right.
And I think this revision is more... I feel like it's more of an actual Atlus USA kind of thing, like them sort of turning the ship around on this, because just the way Atlus's update is worded is more like, hey, it's us, the cool guys, not, the fucking guys back in Osaka or wherever.
Yeah, it did really read like it was like, hey, we're the cool team. Don't fucking, we're cool. Back off. We're all right. So instead, what they basically have it where you can stream, broadcast, and do everything freely from what it looks like. That's how I interpreted it. All the way through.
And I think
go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, let's get through the actual update first.
Yeah.
As I keep interrupting.
It now plays through the in-game date of 11/19, which is where the main story really gears up for the final act. It's the penultimate episode, so to speak.
It's funny. My roommate is literally playing the game right now, and that's about where he is.
So,
funnily enough.
Yeah, and the best part about this though is the second paragraph right here. That's super garbled for you, the hungry ones, and I apologize for that. But links will be in the description when this goes up on YouTube this Tuesday. We also want to apologize to those of you who saw the previous guidelines blog post as threatening. So yeah, they basically I think they put some younger, hipper writers behind the blog post instead of the old guys that sit up in the top tiers.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they came out with this, and like it said, they pushed back the date. They softened on the cut scenes and dialogue and stuff. And I feel like my assessment originally was pretty spot on, was that they just want to avoid having people be spoiled and having the game essentially pirated because it's so narrative heavy. Because now we're a few weeks out, people have had a chance to play the game and make their way through the plot, and now they don't care. Kind of. It's like when a movie leaves theaters. Like once it's out of theaters, like enforcement on piracy, it kind of goes down a little bit.
Right.
Because they're not trying to make all their money anymore. Now that it's been like a month since launch, they've sold most of the copies they're going to sell.
Right, and I mean, I don't know. Does this game have any planned DLC, or is this just kind of like sort of a one-off?
The only DLC is cosmetic, basically. It's costumes, and I think like there's like a few personas you can buy that are like super OP, sort of like the DLC for every newer Persona game. It seems like it's weird, but yeah. So there's not like more narrative DLC coming. If they're gonna do that, they'll probably release like a new version, entirely, all a Street Fighter, or well, all a Guilty Gear. Now that Street Fighter's abandoning that model.
Sounds
but yeah,
good.
so good on Atlus for kind of walking it back and not being the absolute hard asses they came off as initially.
Yeah, because it really did sound like they were being very restrictive. I understand that all companies and developers and publishers are still really trying to figure out this whole YouTube game broadcaster, Twitch TV broadcaster,
yeah,
as a platform for something that people would view.
Yeah, and I mean, there's such a wide debate about it, from like because there's people on one end, like Twitch broadcasters and kind of journalists, or not exactly journalists, but basically YouTubers and Twitch people who are like, it's all free advertising, nothing bad could possibly happen, you should let us stream the game all the time and not monetize our videos. And there's that other extreme of like really old investor, fucking cigar smoking types who are like, no, we gotta see those profit margins, and letting people watch the game is, and I feel like the math lies somewhere in the middle, where like there's definitely an extent to which streaming and YouTube are probably good for a game in terms of advertising and sales and stuff, but there might be those outside cases where people are like, I'm interested in the game, but I can watch the whole thing, so why should I buy it?
Right, and
it's complicated.
And also, I mean, then you start talking about like the legal aspects of this, where it becomes like everyone on YouTube and that's doing this thinks that this is fair use, and everybody that is on the other side of it that's trying to, that's blocking monetizing, et cetera, is like, this is illegal broadcast, or illegal performance. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
and there's like all those pitfalls and different aspects to it.
The problem is there's so many loopholes that it's making like one big fucking Katamari knot.
Yeah. I mean, good on Atlus for at least trying to sort of get through all that. It's, again, they didn't word it well, but like my suspicion is that they really put that statement out more for the channels that upload just uncommentated, just raw, straight like gameplay and like compilations of cutscenes and dialogue,
right.
And not so much for the actual like you and me, guys who talk about video games on YouTube kind of streamers, or uploaders, let's players, whatever we are.
Yeah.
End of sentence. Yeah. I end my sentences like a clause too early all the time.
All right.
So yeah.
Oh, Atlus. Hey.
Holy shit.
MC McWall, thank you very much for the follow, man. We appreciate it. Glad you like what you see. For those of you that are watching right now and you haven't yet, slam that follow button down below. We appreciate everything. We appreciate the love.
Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Yeah.
Jazzy. All right, on to some news that makes me super fucking excited for the summer.
Oh yeah.
My favorite 7 days of gaming that happens twice a year is happening on July the 2nd through the 8th in, I believe it's the same Minnesota area.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, up already at the end of April is the SGDQ 2017 schedule. I just looked at like the first 4 games and I'm like, yes, I am watching all of this.
So I haven't seen this yet. This is literally my first time putting eyes on it.
No shit. So let's
First fucking game, Nier Automata by Half Coordinated.
Yes, in under 2 hours.
Oh my god, I fucking love that guy, and I love Automata, which I recently got the final finish, the E ending on. By the way, quick, very brief Nier Automata review. It's fucking great. Buy it.
You know what? I think that's all reviews should be from now on. It's just like, it's fucking good. Buy it. It's fucking shit. Leave it.
Yeah, we don't need scores. I mean, I think that's what Kotaku actually. That's their review scale is. Buy it, rent it, or don't.
Yeah, I there's a few places that do things very similar to that. Like like whenever I do my reviews on this, it's either full price, flash sale, bargain bin, leave it on the shelf.
Yeah, and I myself am not a big fan of like scores. As much as I joke about like 11 out of 10, fucking great, 8 out of 8, I rate it, mate. The reality is I'm more of a long form review fan. But shit, man, Nier Automata by Half Coordinated. That's fucking exciting.
And that's what kicks everything off. Followed by Garish doing Halo, John Carl's doing Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, Battle Kid.
As usual, we've got a really strong first day. Battle Kid, Diddy Kong Racing, Luigi's Mansion, Metroid Prime,
Symphony of the Night, and
a guy I don't think I've seen before, Dragon Blitz. Guacamelee, Okami HD. Oh, Strider. Fucking. Somebody made a funny comment the other day. I can't remember where, but if you think about it, Strider's been in more Marvel vs. Capcom games than Strider games.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he was in like. Because, I mean, there's technically only 3 Strider games. There's Strider, Strider 2, and the new one. And there's at least. He's going to be in the new, he's going to be in Infinite. He was in 3. I'm pretty sure he was in 2. Yeah, he was in 2 of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And if he was in Marvel vs. Capcom 1, or, X-Men vs. Street Fighter or something.
I believe he started off in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Okay, so yeah.
And that's when the most annoying sound in the world started.
Oh, yeah. Shing, shing.
I can't. I love
I still hate Rolento a little more. But... Yeah. That Strider sound.
Yeah, Okami, Strider, Assault Android Cactus.
Yeah, I've been interested in that game. I'll have to catch that one just to get an idea of what it's like.
And the fact that it's...
Tomba.
Fucking Tomba, Super Adventure Island 2. ActRaiser!
Yeah. Oh, Castle of Illusion. Stick around till the end of the broadcast. Wink. Crash, Spyro... Man, yeah, they are stacking it with good games.
And this
Sonic
is all
CD 2011. Don't know what that one is. Oh, we got a Sonic block.
Yeah, Sonic CD 2011 is the I believe it was when they reissued Sonic CD for Xbox 360 and PS3.
That would make sense.
And because I think they tweaked a few things about it to make it a little bit more playable.
Makes sense.
Sonic Colors.
Legacy of Darkness. Oh, Jet Set Radio Future. Oh, we got a Bad Games maybe block. Astal, Tri-Rush, Deppy, Cluster Truck.
I don't think
actually Cluster Truck isn't that.
I was gonna say that's definitely
it must
not
just
a bad
be
game.
Indie games.
Yeah, that's
it
probably
must be
what
indie
that
games.
is.
Yeah,
because
Tony Hawk's.
The Tony Hawk block, followed by I Am Bread. Hollow Knight.
Man. 15-minute estimate. Yeah, Hollow Knight looks good. That's one I've been meaning to buy.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo, Half-Life block, of course. Doom 2016. All right.
Oh, no, that's
I think that might be its first appearance at a GDQ event. I'm not sure. It might have been played at AGDQ this year.
I
actually,
think it was. Yeah, I think it was. 'Cause I remember Cypher was doing an interview before, and he's like, "Well, how do you feel about being the first one to run this?" And because it was the speedrunning community was very much in its infancy for that game. At that time, people were still really routing everything.
Yeah. Right after that, we got a classic horror block: Silent Hill 2, Resident Evil, Code Veronica X, Onimusha.
Oh, I'm so excited about Onimusha.
Yeah, God, yeah. How long does this go? Let's see. It starts on a Sunday, goes through pretty much through the following Saturday. So 7 days ish.
Yep.
Pretty good.
They're doing Rondo of Blood.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And a Trevor
final game is Earthbound. Oh yes. Fuck yeah. I'm so glad they're bringing back, or well, I guess they always do it. They're continuing the streak of like RPGs as final games.
Yeah. The two Mega Man X races that they have scheduled, I am super fucking excited for. They have X2 and X3 followed by one another, and it's first of all, Caleb Hart is one of my favorite runners.
Oh, nice.
And he's in the Mega Man X2 race. It's a 4-way race, which is even I love watching them, but I hate watching them at the same time.
Yeah. I think as far as races, they're bringing in Carol Blaster. I love that game. But yeah, as far as races, I'm more a fan of like the 2-way races.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Just it's easier to follow. It's simpler, and just because they can put each screen, each runner's screen bigger. You're not staring at like 4 tiny little screens. You just got the 2 big ones.
Yeah,
it's a little like clearer.
So let me go into. I will post this link in the description of the YouTube video when it goes up live on Tuesday, so you can recatch this. The one thing I am looking to the most is this on Saturday or is this Friday? Friday, July 7th. Super Mario Series Warpless Relay Race. Featuring basically the entire Mario speedrunning community. Just Event, BJW, Darbian, Cosmic,
Lack Attack.
God, and Andrew's not in there though. That makes me a little sad. He's probably still salty.
3 hours put aside for that.
Yeah, this is what I want to know: is what is Super Mario Series Warpless Relay Race? Like, is that 1 Lost Levels and Mario 3?
I'm gonna guess based on the fact that it's 3 hours. Super Mario 1, Lost Levels, 3, World, and possibly, Super Mario Bros. 2, Doki Doki Panic, or whatever it actually was.
Right. Just because
maybe Yoshi's Island, but that seems unlikely.
No, because when you throw the word warpless in there, I mean that does tack on a lot of time. So like that's why I'm thinking.
Still.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do a little bit more digging for that a bit later on and figure out where, what that really entails. Because like that's the one I'm most excited about, mainly because I am a huge supporter of Darbian. Who
here's something Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say. Also, 3 months ago, this slipped by us. He beat his own world record of Mario again.
Nice.
So that's what I like about him is he's not happy with it. He just keeps trying. And I mean, he only shaved off literally half a second. But
yeah, well, hey, every frame counts. Every frame of painting.
Yeah,
Shakespeare said that.
Yeah, about right.
Then he invented the camera. Here's what I'm looking forward to, though. Aside from Half Coordinated, who I'm a huge fan of. Oh, wow. Chrono Trigger with Puexel. That means Brossentia puns are going to be back. But fucking Thursday, July 6th, Tetris the Grandmaster block.
God, yes.
First, a Grandmaster 8-way race. They've never even done an 8-way race in the history of this show. This will be, I think, a first. Like the highest I've seen is, I want to say 4, as like a proper race. And then right after that, Tetris the Grandmaster, 2 players, 1 controller race, 2-way race with 4. Like,
those are so fun to watch.
Oh man, I love those, like just fucking like crazy, silly run. 2 players, 1 controller, 1 player, 2 controllers, all that shit.
I love the 1 player too.
The fact that
I was watching the Chip and Dale.
Yeah. I'm shocked that they found not only 2 people to play the game, but 4 to do it in a race. That's, I guess it's not like super complicated controls, so I guess it makes a little more sense, but still.
It's like that one I feel like there's actually quite a bit of skill to the 2 players hanging on to 1 controller, because you really have to be like, go here, go, like really good communication, or just be in each other's heads, which is...
Yeah, I was going to say, with Grandmaster, they have to be completely like on the same wavelength, simpatico, fucking... Like, they've got to be twins. Each team has just got to be fucking biological, like, identical twins, speaking their creepy, weird twin language and fucking... So... Yeah, this looks great.
Sunday, July 2nd through Saturday, July 9th, is it?
Saturday, July
8th. Okay, I can math, I promise. Saturday through Saturday, July 8th, Summer Games done quick, benefiting Medicine Sans...
Medicine Sans Frontières.
Thank you. I was I was about to butcher the French language, which I fully apologize to the citizens of Montreal, because you brought us poutine.
They're a bunch of fucking Frenchies. Bunch of frogs.
So...
There is one notable exception from this that I just realized.
Oh?
Possibly 2. Number 1, no Ocarina run. There's a Majora's Mask All Masks run.
Oh, that's right.
But no Ocarina. And actually, is there... Okay, there is a Super Metroid on Friday night. So...
You can't do this without Super Metroid, because half the donations that come in are...
the game.
Like, half the donations that come in are all, like, that they read off as, like, save the animals, save the frames, save the animals.
Like, kill the animals, save the frames. Yeah. Fucking... Oh, and that's going to be followed by an 8-hour Final Fantasy VII run.
Gosh.
That's interesting. Because I thought after last year's... Or not last year, AGDQ... Because at AGDQ, they really didn't feature many of the long RPGs. They finished on Undertale, which is a great game, but like a 2-hour speedrun. They didn't have anything quite like this. And now here we are, and there's Final Fantasy VII. There's 8 hours of fucking Earthbound is a 4-hour game. Like, they're bringing back the late night long runs super hard. I say as I look, and there's like, those are the only 2 that I'm actually seeing. But still, like, that's 12 hours. That is half a day out for 2 games.
Right.
So that's fucking awesome. That they're not just like banning those games to RPG Limit Break.
Yeah.
But yeah, so games done quick. Summer, fucking July 2nd. It's gonna be a hoot and a hanny nanny. A hoot and a nanny.
A hoot nanny, hold down, hoot nanny, and fight off. So definitely,
hopefully that doesn't affect. Is that going to overlap with Evo? I don't think it is.
No, Evo's the next weekend.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because that was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, it's July. Oh. So, speaking of Evo, actually, that's a dynamite segue into what we have to speak about next. In eSports news. You can now kick off the Capcom Pro Tour 2017 with its brand new DLC package.
Oh, shit.
Now, this is a lot different than last year. Last year, they said, proceeds will go to benefit the Capcom Pro Tour prize pool, and they were very ambiguous about how much was going to it. This year, fully disclosed. So with the $24.99 DLC pack, you get Tuxedo Ken. You get
fucking
dress outfit Ryu.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets a new color with the Capcom Pro Tour colors.
Nice.
And also it will feature Knuckle Dew's designed costume for somebody.
Oh yeah. I guess they haven't actually announced like who or what it's going to look like.
I mean, if I had to guess, it would either be for Mika or
Guile.
Yeah, I would have to imagine it'd be Guile before anything else. It's probably gonna be like Guile with the shaved head and actually like just look like Knuckle Dew.
Oh man, I just had this thought of like, what if they're forcing Knuckle Dew to draw his own art, and he draws like a crappy like. I don't want to put the guy down. He's really cool, but like a crappy like crayon drawing, of, just whoever. And they're like, how do we put this in the game? And they just like animate crappy crayon drawings. Like they somehow make a sprite of the character.
Why isn't that dude? Remember like the old like Flash animation like stick figure fights?
Oh yeah.
Can we have that as a fighting game?
I'm sure there's probably a Flash fighting game that's that. There's gotta be. Somewhere in the depths of Newgrounds.
I mean, one finger death punch notwithstanding.
Yeah.
But for $24.99 the Premier Pass, it comes with the Ryu costume, the Ken costume, the Champion's Choice, the new Capcom Pro Tour stage that's coming out, which I don't think they show off in this.
No, they just show Kanzuki and the grid.
Yep. The color option for all 28 characters, and 2 new titles to add to your online ranking doodad, which I imagine are also going to be necessary for the buying into like some of the online qualifiers and online points matches.
Yeah.
Badoo. So the disbursement as to what percentage is going to what. A minimum of 30% of the revenue will go to the Capcom Cup prize pool. And an additional 50% of the revenue is invested in the production of the Capcom Pro Tour. The remaining 20%, I believe, does actually go, to benefit Capcom, because, after all, this is a business. I don't disagree.
I mean, that's pretty reasonable.
Right. Because, I mean... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, because, at least last year with their really ambiguous numbers, they could have gotten away with taking as much as they wanted. And it's nice that they're being, straightforward with this. And, like, yeah, it's, they're getting some of the money, but they did have to, pay artists and modelers and people to actually, draw and animate the...
Like, and coders and stuff. Testers. And it's... Making games ain't cheap. Especially when, you're a big-name developer, which obviously you have the money to do it, but at the same time, you also have standards, even though Capcom questionably adheres to standards. More on that later on.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, and this will be available until the end of November, just before Capcom Cup 2017, so they can tally numbers and everything like that. I believe the finals again this year will be at
PlayStation Experience.
Where
I think that's probably where it's going to stay for a while.
Yeah, I have to imagine that that's also part of the deal with Sony, is that they want that at their convention.
Yeah.
So, nevertheless, Capcom, actually good on you for being as straightforward as you've been with this. So, shout-outs and thumbs up to... I'm probably about to butcher the fuck out of this guy's name. If you were watching this, I am so sorry. Nidal Creason, the director of digital media and eSports at Capcom.
Nidal Creason.
Yeah, so we'll If I butchered it, dude, I'm sorry.
We're going with the European pronunciation.
Croissant, yeah. You wonder
Yeah,
what
NEI.
I wonder what
In German, EI is I. Sorry.
yeah, I wonder if that's actually if it is like a German name in terms of
Who knows?
yes. But moving on to other Capcom news. Uh
As a very quick
after
aside,
good.
I do want to say I actually kind of like Ken's, even though I don't play the game, Ken's costume looks pretty sharp
Yeah,
for the Pro Tour.
I do actually kind of like all the Pro Tour, like, like fancy garb and things like that makes it look,
Yeah.
Be like all debonair and everything. So,
Yes.
yes. On to other Capcom news. After at least 3 to 4 months of silence, news about this came back in a monstrous way. Ladies and gentlemen,
they really blew their load.
yeah, this was like, we're done.
Whoa! Oh, it's like that fucking. Oh, jeez. That there's like there was a Super Soaker in like the '90s or something that came with a powder or something, and the idea was you could turn the water you put in it into goo. And there's like a
Yes.
commercial of just kids getting shot with this stuff, and it looks like jizz. That's the joke. And there's just one where there's just like this little like black kid in like this sweater. And he's like and they nail him. They just fucking destroy him with this stuff.
I forgot
Oh man,
all about that commercial because I remember seeing that when I was like in middle and high school and being like,
it has gotten so memeified.
I can't be the only one that thinks that this isn't what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
no, that's how I feel after all of this Capcom news. Just like it doesn't stop. Oh god.
So
like one of those girls in like Monster Cock video.
Okay, before I start waxing about Monster Cock videos, here we go. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, out of nowhere. We got, first of all, a release date.
Yeah,
September 19th, 2017. September.
Capcom hasn't learned their lesson.
No, they have not.
This is going to come out broken and fucking ugly and sad.
Unless they have been seriously working on this silently for 2 years, it's rough to me.
Yeah. I mean, it looks, the footage we've got looks good, but still, like, going from announcing the game, like 3 months ago to release date this year in September. Like, when they announced the game, everyone expected, oh, it's going to release in fucking December, maybe. And they might Persona it and, delay it into the next year. But no, apparently, well, they still have time to delay it, but that's still a really confident release date.
That's why, like, optimistically, I feel like they have been working on this silently before the announcement.
I mean, obviously they have, but it's just a matter of how long.
Yeah. So I don't think we'll ever know the answer to that, but they are definitely taking a different approach to this game. Excuse me. First things first, classic controls and mechanics. They're bringing back the gem system, which, if you watched the Ultron trailer where he shows off the space gem and traps somebody inside of a little box that he can move in and out of.
Which the community has already named the Chain Cube.
Yep.
And there's already fan art of it. Of literally just the cube itself.
Really?
Shit. I showed you.
Oh, no, you did. Oh, that was the most glorious, happy thing I saw all week.
Oh, man. If I ever find who drew that, I'm, like, writing them a nice letter.
The button layout is going back to a 4-button setup, but it's not light, medium, heavy, and, like, special button. It is going back to light, heavy, a la Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and earlier.
Yeah. And I mean, they're going super old school with 2 characters, which I guess they had already revealed, but still bears repeating. 2 characters on a team plus a totally not, you know, love child of X Factor and V System Infinity Gem that you get to pick. Um, that's really what, like, looking at the footage, that's what the gem system strikes me as. Is it's a lot like the V System and a lot like X Factor.
Yeah, it
And a
does.
little bit like an Ultra combo. Like they took elements of almost like every comeback system they've ever done
Right.
and kind of mashed it together. Um,
Um,
which is cool.
this bullet point makes me incredibly happy, especially for why I'm so salty at Street Fighter V. More content, especially for single players.
Yeah.
Fucking, if that doesn't sound like learning your lesson, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Like the release date, you know, they'll figure it out someday maybe, but at least this time they know we need to launch with a story mode, you know, trials, combo missions, you know, all the stuff that every other good fighting game launches with.
exactly,
So
and
that's
like,
exciting.
and
Yeah.
trial, yeah, and released on disc and not as like a patch.
Yeah.
Um, the assist system is sort of gone in favor of a heavily revamped tag system where you can tag anytime during anything. Which,
Yeah. You can also use the tag as a burst that costs 2 meter apparently,
yes,
um, which is pretty cool.
that is something that the Marvel vs. Capcom series needed bad. Because
Yeah.
I love watching Marvel 3, but it's like, oh, someone's in a combo. And then you're just like, up,
Yeah.
up, yep, yeah, he's up, he's down, he's up, and Hulk, and he's up. Ah, he's dead.
It's very much a game. It's like fencing. Like Marvel versus Capcom 3 is like watching fencing because there's
That's a really good
a
way of
really,
putting
you know,
that.
there's the early section of the match where, you know, you're at neutral, you're both kind of trying to position and jockey and fucking get into an offensive position, and then you strike and you either hit or you get parried, riposted, whatever. Something happens and it's exciting when something like lands. It's just Marvel has like 9 minutes of comboing before we get to the next, like, get back to neutral and get to the exciting, like, tense part again.
Right.
um so yeah, having that burst I think will help a lot with just, you know, keeping matches like interesting to watch, you know, even when a combo is going. And who knows, like I expect this will have infinites, but I don't know if it's like proven that that it'll have infinites yet or just really long combos.
I feel like it'll definitely have the super long combo system and everything like that. Um,
Yeah.
what I'm super excited about is that some of the some characters that have been veterans to the Marvel vs. Capcom series that have played similar, if not the same, for the last 4 or 5 games are getting some new tools. The Hulk can wall jump.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Big bodies can jump
Hulk's a
across the
ninja.
screen. Um, Let's see other details.
Auto combos. That's gonna be new.
Yeah,
Um,
and I do kind of like that is a trend in games is that they have an option for like a quick out that does like a combo like that does like almost no damage, but it is like okay, cool. I use the rush feature in KOF 14 in a pinch.
yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things that just at this point, you know, like yeah, the old guys can complain about it, but it's just a thing that ought to be in games at this point. It's a good fucking feature. You know,
And
because the auto combos, and like they've established, they said straight out in Marvel, the auto combos aren't going to be optimal. They'll do the same damage as if you did the combo with proper inputs, but it's not an optimal combo. It gets suboptimal damage and it wastes meter. Not like badly, but you know,
but
it
enough
uses you can,
enough that doing it normally would merit uh, learning it.
yeah, yeah, or learning, you know, better combos that are longer, do more damage, more economic. So you know, like it's a pretty well understood system amongst fighting game developers now, and I'm glad it's in games because I think I've told this story before where it gets people to join tournaments who've never touched a game before. Because if you tell them, yeah, you can just mash a button and do okay, they'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? $5, whatever. I'll
Yeah,
screw
like
around, see how far I get.
that's why the past two mystery tournaments that I did, we had Persona Ultimax in there,
Yeah,
and that's that. I mean,
anyone can feel good playing that game.
exactly. Like I was playing against a guy who won literally every bracket there that day, including Guilty Gear, and plays anime regularly. And I actually did some decent damage on him in between getting zoned out by a fucking dog.
Oh, he plays Ken, that fucking bastard. That guy's a jobber. What a piece of shit. Fucking John Cena ass. Goddamn. Fucking. I don't know.
I don't know where that was going. Ow. Slam
Ken
my knee
Amada's
right
bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
Also, push blocking is back, but when timed properly, can reflect projectiles.
Yeah.
This game is just getting off the wall. Like, I am going to play the daylights out of this one. I will not play it competitively, but I've always had a spot in my heart for the versus games. In fact, I sent Mitch a picture today. I actually ran a tournament at a basement bar. A buddy of mine has two Capcom arcade boards, one for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo X, or Super Street Fighter 2 X Grandmaster Challenge, and the tournament standard for that, and X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And I forgot how much I actually enjoyed X-Men versus Street Fighter. And how just fucking wrong Ken is in that game. Because Ken is basically Akuma in that, because he's got the downward arcing fireball and...
Oh, jeez.
I want to fucking play X-Men versus Street Fighter now.
Uh,
So I might do that after stream, after I edit tomorrow's Bayonetta episode.
eh.
Um,
Yeah, fucking. I'm really looking forward to this game. Like, it looks legit fun. There's, the Infinity Gem powers look interesting. I think that's one thing we didn't quite touch on as much. You've got, like, the Space Gem with the fucking Chain Cube as its, I guess, essentially super combo, or whatever they called it, hyper combo.
yeah.
And I think the Power Gem gives you, like, a crazy. It's like a giant super burst that lets you start a combo. They showed three of them. The Time Gem lets you dash through projectiles and like air dash and gives you crazy mobility. And that's only half. It'll be interesting to see what like the Mind, Soul, and is it Power is the other one? No, I already mentioned
Mind,
Mind,
Soul-
Soul, and Life.
Yes.
If the Life Gem is a heal, I'm gonna be disappointed, but
I feel like life is either going to be like there it is. Life is either going to be like revive teammate with like quarter health or something like that, or
that'd be good.
Yeah, like that would be a great idea. But I feel like you are going to be let down, and I feel like it is going to be a heal.
Yeah. But
good.
oh, still, I mean, even if it's just a heal, like, and even if like the Soul Gem just gives you meter, that's still like an interesting. It's still like a new groove. That's another one of the other systems people name checked was like grooves from SNK versus or Capcom versus SNK2.
Yeah.
Is another like sort of element that goes into these things. Like, I just love how Capcom is mashing, like, they're not only are they learning from their own games and taking like elements from classic Capcom fighters, they're even bringing in stuff from other fighting games that they see works, like the auto combos and having a story mode.
Like, that's one of my favorite things to do in certain games, because I love the lore, but I love the lore behind Tekken so much.
Yeah.
I loved what they did with the KI reboot in 2013. And that's a constantly ongoing thing, is they do new seasons with it. Which reminds me, I still need to download the other characters, but it's a steep like $6 per the interim characters, and there's no bundle for them that I don't think.
Yeah. So one thing we didn't talk about much, tags. They're getting rid of assists completely, and now we have tags. And I'm not super clear on how the system works because I watched some of the footage that came out, and it looks like there's still assists.
Right.
Is that just a case where somebody's like, because I know now when you tag, like your character will, I think your on-screen character will continue whatever they're doing, and then the new character can act immediately. So is it a case where people are like starting a long move, tagging in the other character, doing something quick, and then tagging back out?
It's either that or it could be like command tags. Maybe you can tag somebody in that when you do like quarter circle forward tag buttons, it does like, comes in and does
that
like
was the other
projectile.
And then is right back out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the other big thing that you just reminded me of. No more special move inputs, sort of. There's going to be quarter circles and down, down. That's it. That is, and it's not like nailed down. Capcom hasn't said this is definitely the control scheme we're going with, but
I feel
the
like
current builds replace Shoryukens with just down, down. And there's quarter circle back, quarter circle forward, no half circles. Obviously, no 360s. I'm not super sure how I feel about that.
I am on both sides of the fence on that one. On one hand, that's part of the fun to me of some fighting games is, figuring out these inputs, because like SNK used to have some super bad inputs. Crazy 8 chart inputs are the bane of my existence, which for those that don't know, that is tap down back, half circle back, tap down forward.
Oh, the pretzel. It's there's definitely a middle ground of the pretzel is bad. A lot of old like Mortal Kombat inputs where you couldn't, quarter circle where you had to go down, then back, then some other direction. Like those old MK inputs, fucking bad. But I don't know if the Shoryuken motion is that bad.
I don't think it is. I mean, it's
yeah.
It's like fundamental fighting game.
Yeah. I think what would be a better middle ground, rather than throwing out the half circles and Shoryuken motions, just give people less damage for the easy versions. If you're doing down down instead of a Shoryuken, give it like not even like a huge difference, but like 80% damage on that move.
Scale it back a little bit. That's a sound idea.
Yeah, because it still encourages people to learn the hard input, but it doesn't lock people out of being good at the game just because they can't do this input or don't have the time to get the muscle memory down or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting change. It'll be interesting to see how this actually plays out, because this is a pretty big, this is fucking Capcom fighter.
Right.
This could ripple out throughout fighters, into the future.
That's a very good point.
For some reason, if we're wrong and these moves are terrible and should be taken out of games, who knows? This might be the revolution.
That's fairly true.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing about Marvel vs. Capcom. They announced the editions that are coming out. There's the standard edition, $60, comes with the game.
God.
There's the Ultimate or something edition that comes with like the 6 DLC characters, one of which has been announced as Sigma. Which, by the way, let's touch on the bosses of the game is a fusion dance version of Sigma and Ultron.
Yeah, which people predicted like day one from the very first reveal trailer.
Because it was Sigma's battle body from Mega Man X1.
Yeah, and it was clearly Ultron's eyes on top of that. Like, nobody was fooled.
No.
I kind of wish it was the Ghosts and Goblins boss.
Right.
That would have been fucking hilarious to bring that out of nowhere. We didn't talk about the characters they're adding.
Oh yeah, we did not.
Fuck. So let's see. On the Marvel side, they'd already revealed Ryu, X, and Morrigan. And with this trailer and the new footage we got, there's Strider, Chris Redfield, Sigma, obviously, bad
Yeah.
guy.
Let
I
me.
already revealed X. I'm trying to think of it now. Fucking.
Yeah. Hulk.
Oh, Chun Li.
Yes.
That was the other, I think, Marvel character or Capcom character. Then for Marvel, they revealed. Let's see, we already had Captain America, Iron Man, and I feel like there was one other one. Captain Marvel. And they revealed Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, uh, Sigma, or not Sigma,
Ultron.
Ultron. No surprise. And did I say Hawkeye?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, Hawkeye. Oh, Strider's in too. I don't know if I mentioned Strider.
I think I mentioned Strider the first part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Yeah.
classics are returning.
Start.
We're off to a good start. I want to see like new entries at this point though. Like these are all
Oh yeah.
returning characters. I want to see like start throwing some friggin' curveballs in there and throw in like Beautiful Joe. I wouldn't mind seeing back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be super confident in the Team Clover characters, because they still belong to Capcom, but they were made by sorry, my
Hey.
face went weird. They were made by the people who formed Platinum. So it might, there's a certain amount of I feel like professional respect where they would at least ask Platinum first to put the characters in the game, maybe. And they're not really making. That's the thing is there's like this question of who are they making money off of right now? Hawkeye, I think, is in partly because of Avengers. Even though he's technically retiring, he's going to be back for the next movie. I wouldn't be surprised to see like Black Widow get into this game.
It would be awesome.
The oh fuck, what's his name? Hawk, Eagle, Falcon. Falcon
Yeah.
will probably make it in because that's one thing. Like Hawkeye looks a lot more like the movie Hawkeye or the cinematic universe Hawkeye in this game than he does
And they
in the
did
old
say
one.
this game was going to lean very, very close to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, like even that's one thing I noticed in the story trailer is it seems to focus a little heavier on Marvel characters. They get just a little more screen time than Capcom characters.
Right. Oh, and
with the exception of
Rocket at the end
like
of it,
Chris.
which means Rocket Raccoon is probably.
Oh yeah, that's right. Rocket's in. Yeah.
There's no video game like actual gameplay footage of it yet, but Rocket asks like, "How many people you take out with that thing?" To X, and X is like, "Fuck off, man."
Yeah. I had to kill my friends with this. Give me fucking space. Yeah, I feel like the Marvel side of the roster is going to be very predictable. It's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy characters. It's going to be Avengers characters. Not a lot of X-Men. Not a lot of Fantastic Four.
Yeah, basically.
Not a lot of Spider-Man.
I was gonna say you're basically gonna only get the ones that are owned by Marvel Studios. Everything that's still licensed out to Fox and Sony and wherever. You're not gonna get Spider-Man right off the bat. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing with this is moving forward, and the new model of fighting games lately is that we'll have seasons of characters.
This game could end up having like literally 100 characters in its roster someday.
This could very quickly turn into a Mugen engine in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man. But yeah, and like, so I feel like on the Marvel side, there's definitely going to be a lot of movie stuff, possibly like Daredevil and some of the other Netflix characters.
Oh, I didn't even
Cage,
think about
Jessica
that.
Jones. Hopefully, I think it'd be cool to get a couple of those characters in.
I would like to
nice.
see an Iron Fist return, because I actually did, in the little bit I did play of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I liked his mechanics a lot.
Yeah.
Trying to keep all of them straight, on the other hand, is fucking impossible.
I kind of, on a certain level, I hope, since we're stripping out X-Men and Spider-Man characters, I hope this leaves room for some oddballs on the Marvel side. Um, Maybe Moon Knight. I know it's a pipe dream, but fuck off. Let me have my dreams. Give me a Moon Knight. Give me a
don't
playable
get.
Moon Knight.
I'd geek the fuck out at Moon Knight too. Don't worry. I would love to see, like, what if Squirrel Girl showed up?
Oh god, she probably will with her meme status.
Yeah.
Although, well, I guess it depends on who's, because if it's being developed in Japan, maybe not, because that's more of a North America meme. But man, it would be fucking hilarious if she showed up and was like super OP.
Oh, that would be great.
The
like,
Capcom side is a lot squirrelier.
What you did there, I see it.
Yeah, it's harder to pin down because, like, really right now the only Capcom's got like 3 things going for it that are strongish right now. Resident Evil, which the new game was kind of a reboot, or so I've heard. It's not real heavy on like the Leons and Chris's, and
it's a lot more of like it's a lot more of a like actual like horror movie than like a Resident Evil was, where that had a really like shooter feel to it.
Yeah. There's Monster Hunter, which I expect will have a Monster Hunter big body that's just a Monster Hunter monster. Or something, a Devil Joe, or maybe like some sort of generic Monster Hunter character. Like, it's too big for Capcom to ignore at this point. Like, I don't even like Monster Hunter, but I expect something Monster Hunter will make it into the game, just because it's a major part of their business now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Street Fighter, which, I mean, pretty predictable. Chun-Li, Ryu, probably Akuma. I would expect to see Laura. Like, I'm almost willing to bet money on Laura coming in, because she's, she represents the new Street Fighter V, which, we had Crimson Viper show up in Marvel 3.
Yep.
In a similar way. And she's banging hot, and she's, very popular. Maybe Juri, but Juri was in Street Fighter 4.
I could get behind a Juri appearance.
Yeah, maybe both. Who knows?
And then you could start throwing in, like, I mean, a lot of old oddball Capcom things, like Capcom is known to do.
Oh god, I'm hoping. I wish they would do that so hard.
Like, start delving back to their old like arcade days and be like a character from Section Z or something.
Yeah, fucking let's bring in some Warzard, aka Red Earth characters. Let's bring in some fucking Cyberbots Full Metal Madness characters. By the way, check out our story mode videos of Cyberbots Full Metal Madness on our YouTube channel. Wink.
Wink, wink. First one went up yesterday, actually.
Oh, yeah. Brand new. It's sexy. It's exciting.
Please put Red Earth characters in there. That is a game that needs to see the light of day, and it hasn't.
It is shocking to me that they've never even re-released it on like PlayStation Network or something. It is such a forgotten, like, hidden gem Capcom game. Like, even quality aside, I think it's a great game, but I know I'm not the be all end all on fighting games. Maybe it's not that great of a fighting game. It's gorgeous. It is such a pretty game to look at.
It absolutely,
like,
that was I think one of the first titles they developed for the CPS3 arcade hardware. Where
I think it might have been the very first one.
Because the sprite art went from having a sprite count of like on each character of like in the thousands to 1500s to like 10,000. You could really animate every fluid thing, which is why Chun-Li in Third Strike is one of the most beautiful pieces of art they've ever put out.
Oh, yeah. And Red Earth, first game for CP3 or CPS3.
That's right. Because they also switched from an actual like hardware board to a more of a disk system that I believe they actually ran on GD-ROMs.
Probably.
Which was the
a lot of storage there.
What's that?
I was just saying, like, discs at that time would have had a lot more storage than like a more cartridge style system.
Yeah, the GD-ROMs, I believe that was when discs were holding about 1 gig, which is GD-ROMs are actually what the Dreamcast and the the Thomas Wave Sammy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's right.
I should have known that because
fun fact.
I was talking with a buddy of mine because we were playing the Rumblefish the other night.
Ooh.
And I forgot how like that's a really pretty game in of itself if you've never tried it.
Yeah.
It's literally impossible to find. You might have to. You can get it on like an Atomic Wave emulator if you have the time to make it work.
Yeah. But yeah, man, fucking like if we could go full pipe dream, just shoot the moon on Marvel. I would love to see like some of the D&D beat 'em up characters,
Oh
like
my
one or two of
God.
them. Like Alien versus Predator characters show up. The licensing would be a nightmare, but it would be so cool.
Oh God, let me pull up a list of other Capcom titles that we could have.
I mean, there's some obscure shit out there. Like Capcom's put out some really odd, and some of them are bad, but the characters are well liked and well remembered type games.
What if you
There's
threw?
one I saw that.
Oh, you could throw in like characters from Power Stone for no reason.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh my god, they're gonna put a Power Stone character in. I'll put $5 on that.
You're
like
on.
It's at this point they've got to do one just for the lulls. I mean, it's their fucking game.
Here's what I will put $5 on: a rival schools character.
Oh man, dude. Oh, I would be so stoked if they put Akira in.
Right.
I love her. Like her character design is just so cool.
We could possibly see the return of Captain Commando.
Oh, the unofficial mascot of Capcom for that weird period in the 90s. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be stunning. I would be shocked. I would be stoked. I would be excited, but I would be shocked if they put him in. But yeah, I don't know. We could probably get a lot of like Mega Man. We could get a couple more Mega Man characters in. Trombone or Zero or Proto Man, somebody.
This is all I want. Give me a Mega Man boss.
Oh.
Give me
like a Woodman.
Yeah, like a Cut Man or an Elect Man, or fucking give me a Quick Man. Anything. Or like Slash Man from Mega Man 7. I don't care. There's good ones that you can make into characters.
I mean, people love like is it Shadow Man or Dark Man? I always forget. The ninja
Shadow
one.
Man.
Shadow Man.
From Mega Man 3, yeah.
Oh right, because there was that N64 game Shadow Man that was yeah. Yeah, like Shadow Man, people fucking love him. Pharaoh Man, Skull Man, obviously Cut Man, Quick Man, Metal Man, they're all popular. I could almost see them doing like here's what they do. They put in Dr. Wily and he functions like Pokemon trainer in the Smash games. Where there's just like three or four different robot masters that have like a quarter of the health bar that you just have to like work through.
That would be absolutely incredible.
Oh man, we should write them an email.
Uh-oh, someone's getting an email.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm just going through like the 0 through D's, and I'm like, let's see, what else could they put in here? Gosh,
there was one I saw like can't remember the name of it, but apparently Ono-san actually worked on it. He was like the producer. Let me see if I can bring it up again. It had a baller fucking name. Like it looked metal as fuck.
Okay.
I want to say it was down like in the D's or the C's. Crimson Tears, maybe?
Dragon's Dogma?
No. The fuck is it? Oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma. That's the other. That game hasn't been super successful, but they still sell it on like Steam, and I think there's a PS4 version maybe.
Yeah.
That character from that could show up. There's a
hear me out on this
Crimson.
one.
Okay.
So, Marvel is very much overseen and owned by the Disney Corporation. Disney and Capcom, as you will see later on in our gaming segment, are back on decent gaming terms because they're re-releasing things. What if, and this is a big what if, but please indulge me, we got like Darkwing Duck.
Oh man, some of those old Capcom platformer, I could see it.
Or like Scrooge McDuck.
Arthur.
Yeah. Or like a fucking
They
get
could
Launchpad McQuack in there for no reason.
Yeah. They could totally work like Arthur or Firebrand did in 3.
Yes.
Like, I could definitely see it happening. More important, though, what if we got Dino Crisis characters?
I was going to mention that, but I thought that was even too far-fetched for what we're doing right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's like shoot the moon, like amazing ideas, and then there's come on, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or random things like maybe the lead character for Remember Me that they tried to sell.
Oh yeah.
To try and sell.
Like there's that sort of weird what's the word I'm looking for? There's kind of a weird gray area with games Capcom published, because that's a case where they published Remember Me, so they'd have to I feel like they might have to license, or at least ask, to be nice, ask permission from the original developers for her to use her in another game, depending on just what the contract they signed was. Oh yeah, Onimusha is a thing that exists. We could get Onimusha characters in there.
Yeah, that's a thought.
We could maybe get a Deep Down shout out. Capcom's upcoming dungeon crawler that definitely isn't canceled. I doubt that we're gonna get a character, but is it Chaos Legion? Chaos Legion, this fucking game.
Oh yeah,
produced inside Capcom, one of their worst reviewed games of all time. And produced by Yoshinori Ono-san himself. Who knows? They could put a Chaos Legion character in, even though nobody liked the game. I mean, the box art's baller. Just put the box art of the game in a Marvel versus Capcom. It'll be fine.
Yeah. And obviously there's Darkstalkers characters aplenty. I would like to see some fresh faces from that. Like, give me a Donovan or like John Talbane.
Yeah. Oh, John Talbane would be baller. Who else? Yeah, Donovan would be good.
Lord Raptor.
Oh yeah, he would be perfect for like a Marvel vs. Capcom game.
Yeah. So, in addition to all the wish list characters, and as I was mentioning, there's the 2 versions where one is just the base game, one is base game with all DLC that's coming out for it. And then there's this. The $200, $200 collector's edition. I can't necessarily blow that up, but you can still kind of see it down there. It comes with the game, the deluxe edition game, a premium package, 4 separate statues by Triforce Gaming, and 6 replica light-up LED Infinity Stones. Look at these fucking statues.
They're legit. None of this, like, 2-inch tall fucking, gachapon shit.
Yeah, look at all those.
Yeah. Those are fucking detailed. Those are nice.
I have never bought a $200 version of a game. I am buying this game. Plus, if you pre-order at GameStop, it comes with a DLC costume pack featuring Warrior Thor from the upcoming movie Thor Ragnarok, an Evil Ryu costume, Gladiator Hulk, and Command Mission X.
Yeah, the one no one asked for.
It's a pretty. I like the design on it.
Yeah, the design is good. It's just, of all like the X designs to choose, it's kind of funny that they went for that. It wasn't like, it's not even a bad Mega Man X game necessarily. It's just pretty obscure.
It's in most circles. It's either like widely revered or like it's
It was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so Marvel vs. Capcom, September 19th. Good freaking lord, can't wait. Hope it doesn't tank.
I feel like this is going to sell better, just based on how big Marvel movies are right now. People are going to buy it just because Marvel, to an extent. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to sell 1 billion copies, but they'll get some sales just out of the Marvel license at this point.
And also, it'll get some out of the people that are like, oh, I remember these Marvel vs. Capcom games, and like, because people still remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 especially.
Yeah.
I have
I love 2.
I have many a fond memory of 2, specifically
even
playing as a Mingo and throwing. Put him in that.
Oh my god, what's he even from?
I don't think he was from anything. I think they made him for that game.
I know Ruby Heart was from a canceled game that never came out. I feel like a Mingo is from something.
Oh my god, bring Sun back.
Oh my god, Sun. What even? Oh my god, what if they brought Spiral back? What if they went for like Omega Red and Spiral and we're just like, fuck you, we're going old school.
Oh, I'm trying, like, now I'm getting my hopes up and I'm getting like expectations, and I don't know that I wanted those. No, I know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So they're both. Oh yeah. So him and Ruby Heart are both from canceled games. Fun fact.
Yeah,
which is a shame because like their character designs are pretty cool.
Oh, I even forgot about Ruby Heart. Damn.
Dude, she's like a banging hot pirate chick. How could you possibly forget?
Because B. Janae is hotter?
True, but, it's like... that's fucking SNK, man.
Yeah, fairly true. But, so...
And, Ruby Heart's got, like, an old school, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, like, classic pirate look. B. Janae is more of a modern, like, let's go to the club pirate look.
Yeah, ni hao. So,
but yeah.
Now on to other fighting game news, and this, I don't mean to change the tone of this broadcast because we've just geeked out about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite for the last 25 minutes, but, I hate having to cover stories like this. Go ahead.
Well, explain the story first, and I'll give you sort of my more optimistic take on it.
So, it was announced this week from Harada-san himself that Roger Jr., the boxing kangaroo, has been cut from Tekken 7 to avoid, quote, animal activist backlash, unquote. Mitch, say something about this.
Here's the thing. Harada's pretty well known as kind of a big joker. So I think and he wasn't cut out of the game. They announced that there's no plans to put him into the game. So honestly, I think it's a case where they had never intended to put Roger in the first place, and Harada used, he said, oh yeah, we didn't want backlash from PETA, as sort of a joke answer to why they're not doing it. Because he just said it, he only said it in an interview. This isn't like an official Bandai Namco statement, coming down from on high. It's Harada probably just bullshitting with some interviewer that he's already familiar with. So yeah, it sucks that Roger Jr. is not in, but it's not like he doesn't mention how people were already emailing him about Roger Jr. or anything like that. I honestly think it's kind of like a half joke answer, like, yeah, fuck it. Like, he's even been known to specifically call out social justice warriors, as they're known on the internet, about dumb bullshit from Tekken. There was like kind of a controversy that popped up last year, I want to say, where he said something about SJWs being butthurt about the game for some reason. Like, he doesn't take anything real seriously. So I don't totally buy the idea that he's actually like afraid of, you know, PETA or animal rights activists or anyone. He's just saying that, you know, just for funs and lulls and jokes and laughs.
Yeah, but I mean, there's never much else to say about this. But I really hope it was him just fucking with a reporter. I don't care that Rogers Jr. is in the game one way or the other, but I think that's a stupid fucking reason to leave him out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. But I don't think that's the real reason. I think they're just not planning to put him in the game at this time. And it's an easy way to sort of drum up a little controversy, make a funny joke, and basically make a weird sort of anti-announcement out of it.
Right. So, on to other news that also involves animals and fighting games. After an absence of any sort of news from its Kickstarter, that was originally supposed to be My Little Pony, the fighting game, a cease and desist. Cease and desist was brought down by Hasbro Incorporated, and Lauren Faust herself wanted to see something like this happen, so she just decided to write a brand new lore and characters and art and gave us Them's Fightin' Herds. Ladies and gentlemen, the some gameplay.
Yeah. Running in the
The Skullgirls Z engine.
Thank you, Johnny. Yes. Running in Z engine, which I believe they got as like sort of a weird Kickstarter reward. I can't remember if it was from an Indiegogo Lab Zero did or the Kickstarter Indiegogo that Them's Fightin' Herds did, but one way or another, they got basically free licensing for the Z engine. And you can tell, like, holy shit, looking at this footage, it's really obvious.
Yeah.
It's got like the weird, like interesting, like the dynamic lighting system that Z engine has. Oh, even down to like the what is it? Blockbuster attacks where like the background goes sepia and everything.
Yeah. And like the juggles and the wall bounces look identical to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you caught that.
Very
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught that last little bit at the end there, but it comes out next month.
Fuck.
Nothing
Here,
about
I thought this was kind of early-ish footage.
No, nothing about this for months upon months on end, and all of a sudden, comes out next month, guys. All right, cool.
Shit.
Should be available on Steam in May, they said. I mean, May is a very broad term, but May is also starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Today's April 30th.
It sure does.
Metal Gear. Sorry, today's sort of a Metal Gear like holiday.
Is it really?
Because May 30th, yeah, it's an important date in Metal Gear Solid 2. I don't remember exactly why, but like Kojima quoted about it today or tweeted about it today. It comes up in a couple different ways in MGS2. Most of the events of the game take place on the 29th and the 30th of April, I think. So.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Fun fact.
So
yeah,
let's move on.
It's gonna be May.
That means tomorrow I get to just at bad times sing "First of May" by Jonathan Colton.
Oh yeah,
I love that song. It's a zippy little jam.
Yeah, it's a fun song.
So, for those of you that have watched, which if you have not, go to our YouTube page and watch our first Cyberbots episode, I said, what would have happened if Capcom had gotten the rights to Gundam, with the game we could have gotten? Well, somebody else now has the rights to Gundam, and holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Gundam Versus coming out here in North America. We're getting giant robots fighting each other.
Yeah, America. American robots. So sorry, I just had to show a little.
Yes, Gundam Versus. Yes, he's getting quite the set of guns. Now that he's reverting to arcade games, What was your final tally for fucking Metal Slug?
Oh
As
God,
as you double over in defeat.
I finished the game. I had to cheat a little, and I had to really like. So like whenever I game overed, I'd pause, do my set or whatever, and then I'd unpause and let all like 9 of those 10 seconds just play out before I put another quarter in and hit start. Um, so 30 burpees, 93 sit-ups, 84 squats, and 78 push-ups
Oh my god,
over the course of about an hour and a half.
you make everything hurt.
It was not pleasant. Uh, that's
No.
how much that killed me.
And I suggested one of these Fridays he should tackle the original Street Fighter.
Oh god, I might do it. I might just get that crazy. But yeah, so Namco Bandai.
So yeah, here we go with the gameplay trailer of Gundam Versus available on the PS4, and it will be available here.
Yeah, finally. No importing, no setting up a Japanese PSN account, nothing. Just buy the game at your fucking local retailer. Oh, this is like a first, sort of, because there's a billion Gundam games.
Yes, there are
so many goddamn Gundam games, but like only once in a while do they actually come out in the US.
New generation Gundam Versus.
Yeah. I'll be honest, this is a boring trailer. The game looks hype as shit. This is not a great trailer for showing it off. It is the most Japanese, like, here's the features, here's technically what the game can do. It's so dry, but it shows tons of gameplay, so, as you'll see. And tons of Gundams. It's gonna have original, original Century Gundams, or whatever it is. It's gonna have Gundam Wing Gundams. It might even have G Gundam Gundams. They've announced a cast of something like 100 different mobile suits showing up in this game. There's an Epyon.
The biggest weeb boner right now.
Dude, it's awesome. It looks so good.
And they're continuing with the Bandai Namco like over the shoulder engine from like the Dragon Ball Z games, the Japanese
versus
the Japanese All-Stars versus and
like,
as you just saw in there,
their anime games.
Let me pause this and let me geek out about something really quick. Let me see if I can find the frame in here. Look there. Look at that. Do you see what that is? Do you see what that is? 4-player split screen.
Here's the thing. According to what I've seen, that's not actually going to be a feature of the game.
Oh.
And I mean, if you look at that, it looks like they're in. I mean, 2 of these are in space, and the other 2 are on land. Oh wait, no, they're all on land. But that's interesting because there's been some controversy about whether the game's going to actually have local multiplayer or not. The messaging so far has been online multiplayer only, which kind of, that's pretty consistent with modern games, but they do have, I mean, that's in the trailer. There is that 4-way split screen. I don't know if that's just video editing or if that's actually something the game can do.
The more and more I was looking at it, the more and more it looked like they were just showing off a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah. And like, it'd be great if it had local. If it has local multiplayer, awesome. I just don't know if it will. Unfortunately. And I mean, Gundam Extreme versus Full Boost, or whatever, the proper, take those words, put them in the right order, because I don't know if that was it. I think that one was also online multiplayer only, but still, a multiplayer Gundam fighting game that uses Namco Bandai's tried and true over-the-shoulder system, which, yeah, as you mentioned, like, they used it for All-Star Battles versus, or whatever it was. I think it's what they used for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Yeah, yep.
I think JoJo's Eyes of Heaven used a similar thing.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a pretty well established system.
Just that
And it works.
that sequence alone. That's just they're just showing off more in one.
Yeah,
That's I geeked.
it
I
is.
prematurely geeked out.
Yeah, that said, it is going to have 4-player online multiplayer, and it's actually like a little like Marvel. It's a 2v2 system where you have. It's more, I guess, like
Oh,
a
it just
main
set up to.
Gundam and then
It says up to 6 players right there.
Oh shit! Oh, that's right. You can do like 3v3. I think team battles.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
There it is right
So yeah,
there.
like the
Standard
online
3v3.
multiplayer is gonna be crazy. Yeah. And I think each Gundam, like when you set up your, when you pick your character, essentially you get a main actual fighting character, and then you get a an assist character.
A striker.
That yeah doesn't really have a hit bar or any or life bar or anything, but they can come in and extend a combo, do a little extra damage, whatever. Is that a Wing Gundam? That looks. Oh no, that's something else.
I
Oh, Death Scythe.
I badly
Dude, I'm
want to play
stoked.
this game.
Yeah, I am
I
really
know
excited.
I will be very honest, and I mean I don't really watch anime, so I'm not ashamed in saying this. I've never seen anything Gundam.
It's fine. It looks like a fun fucking game. You
Right.
don't need to know Gundam for a game
Exactly.
like this. I mean, because here's the thing: there's like 20 or 30 different Gundam series
Holy hell.
that have come out. There's 4 different timelines that they've tried to knit together in a weird way that doesn't really work. It's complicated, but they're not even going to try with the games. And it's the same thing they did with like Gundam Warriors Dynasty. Put those in the right order.
You are really word salading this up, aren't you?
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. They don't give a shit about the plot or the timeline. It's just here's a fuckload of Gundams fighting in space. There was a dimensional anomaly. Fuck you. Play the game. Have fun. It's not about the storyline.
Right. It's like, how are the wizards in this episode doing this and that? Get the fuck on. Let somebody ask an actual good question at a panel for once.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this game looks awesome. It looks so fun. I mean, it's Bandai Namco or Namco Bandai, whatever order, Bandai Nando. They make decent games. I'm not a huge fan. Like I watch I think a little more anime than Johnny probably, but I'm still not like I'm not one of those crazy like super weebs that runs around like the fucking Naruto characters and
yeah. I mean, you're the one that turned me on to Thunderbolt Fantasy, which I just like watch.
Oh.
I could watch that on mute and I'd be happy.
Yeah, that show is so cool. Everybody out there, if you're watching this, after you're done with this, go watch Thunderbolt Fantasy on Hulu or Crunchyroll. It's probably on both.
I believe it's just on Crunchyroll because I haven't found it on Hulu.
Oh, it might be then. Usually, it seems like they share a lot of shows because I think they're kind of owned by the same parent company or something.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that works. I think Hulu is actually owned by like a subsidiary of Fox.
I think it's Universal actually. Maybe, or who knows. In any case, go watch Thunderbolt Fantasy after this. It's good.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really excited about this Gundam game.
It does. It looks like so much fun.
It does, and I mean, like I remember for a while, Extreme Full Boost versus Gundam, etc., was sort of a hot commodity. Like it never got huge, but it had a tournament scene here. At least like at Super Arcade and SoCal and New York, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like people used to stream at least monthly tournaments of that game, and it kind of died down eventually. But now we don't have to import it. We don't have to hack our PS30s it's. I'm so stoked. Like to get an actual Gundam game in this country without having to go through a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a step in a right direction.
So I'm super excited for that. Let me tell you something else I'm super excited about as I move on to my salute of the week. My salute of the week goes to you, Limited Run Games.
Yes. Yes, Queen.
Limited Run Games, You guys, first of all, for those that don't know, Limited Run Games is a company that makes collector's edition physical releases of previously unavailable games or previously digital games. They
Yeah.
did a Skullgirls version that came with the soundtrack that was on a CD that was printed like a vinyl. I really wish it was a vinyl. They did the Res Infinite uh, physical edition, which I wanted, but I don't have VR, and I have already played Res on everything that I can
Yeah.
think of.
Yeah.
But
I think I bought that game on PS4.
yeah, Res is one
Really
of
fast review. It's great. Buy it.
hey, back to it. No, Res has always been one of my favorites. It's like a more rhythmic version of the Panzer Dragoon series, which is another series I'd love another entry in.
Oh man, that'd be like total pipe dream, but I would love
Yeah,
if that happened.
it'd be impossible because there's almost no market for it except for those of us that remember what Panzer Dragoon was.
Yeah.
Um, but Res Infinite, Skullgirls, a number of other things, and the one that was announced this week, guys, come on, you set the bar too high with this one. Night Trap.
Night trap, baby, night trap.
So, for its 25th anniversary, which in no way makes me feel like an old fart, it is getting, it is getting a PlayStation 4 re-release in physical form if it makes its sales numbers, which why wouldn't it?
Oh,
So,
dude.
here we go.
For the meme and the lulz alone, tons of people will buy this.
Right. So let us show you the announcement trailer of the 25th anniversary edition of Night Trap. Rated T for teen.
Wow. It's actually gone down over the years.
25.
Oh, can you believe that this game is what gave us along with Mortal Kombat and some other things? Can you believe this is what led us to the ESRB? This was the line. This was the point where fucking Congress said, "You know what? These video games need an MPAA of their own."
Yeah, I'm gonna let that. My bandwidth is getting robbed right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let that. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're well ahead now. Yeah, it is weird to think like this is the game that really like brought in. Oh my god, I can't.
It's so tame. Like even by then, like they don't show a titty, they don't show any bush. Like they show girls in leggings and like that top, whatever. It's not even a tube top. It's like a tube with some sleeves added. Oh my god, this fucking game is so goofy. There's a little blood, but so what? Like, it's so... I mean, honestly, even though it's about girls getting kidnapped, it's so innocent. Like, it's so goofy and cheesy and fantastic. Like, at least Phantasmagoria had gore, but does that game ever come up in ratings fucking conversations? No.
Download the Night Trap. Oh. You can download the theme, guys!
Oh, shit. As if it hasn't been on YouTube for 10 years.
Oh, I am so happy right now. Oh, I am just... cannot wait. So, that is going to be available if it... Oh yeah, the last we heard they were trying to get a Kickstarter campaign, trying to raise $330,000 for it. Yeah, this is gonna be amazing. There's no release date on it. It just says spring.
Yeah, that's consistent. That makes sense because I don't think I've actually gotten my Skullgirls yet. Which, as I'm looking at this through my email, yeah, I haven't. Which is interesting. It should have shipped by now, but I guess there's an issue with Sony certifying the code, even though it's already a game that exists. A little weird, but it makes sense that they can't nail down a specific release date because they do have to get the code through. It has to be approved by Sony. It has to go gold, as they say.
Yeah, which is I think that's why Yacht Club was having issues getting Spectre of Torment on other platforms.
Yeah,
because it had to go gold on specific marketplaces. Like that's why we didn't get Spectre of Torment until last Friday. We did a session of it. I can't wait to show you guys that this Tuesday when the video comes out alongside this one. Easily one of our favorite playthroughs, just because it's us geeking out for 4 minutes of how charming this game is.
Oh man, it's a good time. I think that I feel like we're getting to a point where I'm actually kind of proud of our videos. Like there was a point early on where it was like I'm still kind of feeling out my character and like what are we doing here?
It's like I've gone back and I was like let's see how far we've come, so to speak, and I've watched like old videos and I yell at myself. I'm like, what are you doing? Talk.
Yeah, I think we've both gotten a little better at that. But oh man, Night Trap. And if you can't afford the limited run games, I believe it will be downloadable if it isn't already. Much like Skullgirls, you can download it today, but to get that sweet limited edition, you got to get to limited run games. Get on that shit. Get on that pre-order page. Wait for that countdown.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of one thing that I'm a little tiny bit peeved about.
Go for it.
I don't know if it was either limited run or somebody else announced a physical vinyl release of the Persona 5 soundtrack. $200 for 6 LPs. That's bullshit.
That's out of hand for anything. Like,
yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Like I could even if you wanted to charge $20 per actual disc, which is pretty steep, that's still $120.
Right.
For the deluxe edition. There's a 4 and a 6 disc version of it. It doesn't need to be like I hope they're including a lot of extras with that $200 version. Because if not, that's just a straight fucking ripoff. Like,
yeah.
Persona 5 soundtrack vinyl. Let me look it up real quick. 6 track vinyl sound, blah blah blah. Oh, it's IM 8-bit, which is basically, they're not literally the same company, but they do the same kind of thing as Limited Run, where they do collectible physical editions of games. 6 LP edition of the soundtrack, limited pressing of that's why 1,000 units, feature 110 tracks from Persona 5's soundtrack, and available for $175, which is a little better, but like as far as I can tell, I am 8-bet. Pre-orders open today. Perfect. They're box sets, and there doesn't appear to be any extras. No art book, no liner notes. Wait. Artwork. Reveal the mystery album art. The result of that's not that special. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a little overpriced. And they're using the 1,000 units thing to kind of just screw people.
Yeah.
It goes hand in hand with, like, we just had Record Store Day across the country a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I miss when Record Store... this is going to be the hipsterest thing I say all night. I miss when Record Store Day was good.
Dude, go drink your fucking Moscow Mule and put on glasses you don't need.
You're the one who told me you were drinking Moscow Mules earlier, you son of a bitch. I'm even out of a drink. Fuck. Yes.
I'm sorry to derail your rev. Go ahead. I can get behind that because it's kind of like some people are with Free Comic Book Day.
It's exactly the same. Where like, the first few years of Record Store Day were really cool because it was indie artists and kind of, even if it was major label artists, they were kind of doing stuff on their own and putting out these really like meaningful little cool records that you couldn't get anywhere else. And it meant something. This is the wrong way to explain it. Record Store Day started out as an honest attempt on the part of somebody who really like meant to do something cool, to make something cool. They started Record Store Day just to like appreciate record stores. And so a lot of like I said, indie artists and artists that were just very fan oriented and passionate about their art put out these records that were just little cool interesting records to get people to go into stores and like spend time there and look around and like support this niche little vinyl industry that was kind of a fledgling thing, coming back from the years of the dark years of records not being a thing for a while. And now the Record Store Day is the Pineapple Express soundtrack on green vinyl. Not even like a limited run, just
Yeah, and also from what I understand, like Record Store Day was like, oh, there's like let's get actually people to the store. Now, specifically, I've actually heard stories of one of the big record stores around here. It's called the Record Archive. It's been around for like 35 years in town. Great place to go. It was shoulder to shoulder in there. You couldn't move.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I went down to my local record store here that I visit, and I literally know the guy who runs the place. Like we're pretty good buddies. And I got down there right when he said he was gonna open, and there were already like 10 people in line. The store was packed, you couldn't even get inside to browse. Um it's just gotten too big for its own good at this point. Too many major labels are involved. Oh my god, there were literally like 3 or 4 Prince single reissues sitting on his shelves. 12-inch, like full-size record reissues of singles, just maxi singles, because the record industry's fucking cynical and inhumane and decided, oh, Prince died last year, we better put out a bunch of his records again because we know people will probably buy them.
Yeah.
And kudos to Reno, because when I got there, they were still sitting on the shelves because people could see through that bullshit. No disrespect to Prince, but like the companies that own his music were just completely trying to rip people off. And that's the thing. There's too much of that. And like I said, Pineapple Express soundtrack and Ramones and just, music that's completely owned by these big companies that's just being put out there to exploit people on Record Store Day, and not enough passion anymore. And I feel like the same thing kind of happened with Free Comic Book Day, where again, it started out as a cool thing to get people into comic book stores to spend money on comic books, and now it's just, oh, I want to get this fucking variant cover X-Men or whatever.
Yeah. To some, like I haven't go. I actually didn't go for the past couple of years, but the one that I did go to, the like kind of small shop up the road that acts more as like a pull bag service than it does an actual comic book store. Was like there's a handful of people in there. You just bought a few boxes of Tim Hortons coffee and donuts, and it was just a small little gathering. Like I went there because I wanted the issue 0 of the Mega Man Sonic crossover that they put out.
Oh yeah.
And like there's like some exclusives, like like 0 issues that I was really after because I wanted to see how I was gonna shape up. And
Yeah.
then we went to one of the bigger comic book stores here in Rochester, and there was like a line going through the big hallway of the art building that it's in, and it wrapped around.
Ah, jeez.
And I can only imagine that it's grown exponentially.
Yeah. Like it's just one of those things where, it's the same thing that happened to Mother's Day, going way back in history to the 60s or 50s. Mother's Day started out as like a legitimately, sort of meaningful holiday that, a few people, like one guy started because he's like, occasionally people should really step back and think about like how important their parents are to them.
Right.
And now it's just, buy some flowers, buy some chocolate, send a card, call your. Go fuck yourself.
Buy mom a spa
Everything.
day.
Corporations destroy everything. God, fucking Trump and goddamn bullshit. God damn it. Anyway,
so this has been your weekly political statement by complete accident. So fuck, we made it.
Yeah, shit. We covered the news
In a lot more time. I knew we were going to be at this a while, and I knew Marvel vs. Capcom was going to take up much of the broadcast, and I'm okay with that because that was the biggest thing that happened this week. That's what a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah.
So, one other thing that came out, going here into the gaming segment that I touched on earlier, I'll get this set up in the background here when I talk about this. Growing up, when I was but a wee little lad, it was like 89 to 91, I was 8. I was 6 to 8 years old. Disney and
I was born.
Shit. Oh man, it's true, but Disney and Capcom had the greatest relationship possible, and they pumped out some of the best platforming games and best video games that they could have possibly put out that tied in with all of the afternoon cartoons that I loved watching, like Darkwing Duck, like DuckTales. I mean, DuckTales is a legendary NES game as it is.
Yeah, the Moon music. Like, so many people cover the Moon music from that game.
Yes.
It's weird. Disney went hard on the Ducks in, like, the 90s. Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, the Mighty Ducks.
I love the Mighty Ducks cartoon.
And the cartoons. Yeah. Like, they went crazy on duck shit. Like, mouse shit was out. Duck shit is in. Get rid of those little brown pellets. Bring in some nice, like, fat white turds.
Yes. So here we are with the Disney Afternoon Collection. Capcom, I think they just had to wait for the licenses to run out, but they've been back on the good graces of Disney quite a bit lately. So here we are with the Disney Afternoon Collection featuring DuckTales, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Tailspin,
Rare game.
Tailspin, which is sort of the black sheep of all of this. It's a shmup-ish. Darkwing Duck, super rare. DuckTales 2. This cartridge goes for $130.
God damn.
Chip 'n Dale 2. This goes for $100.
Hella rare game. Yeah.
And you can buy this stuff for $20.
Yeah. So as long as you don't care about having a physical object, like, you can re-experience these games fairly cheaply.
And it also comes with galleries of pencil to pixel, like all of the the concept art. It's like, this is what we want to look like. This is and stories about it, like actual factoids.
Man. That's like some good Udon shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is the shit I love, like, from like all of Udon's art books of Capcom games. Like, I love seeing the little notes from the artists that, like, they interviewed and put in, like, oh yeah, this character design was really cool. I remember working on this, or, like, oh, I jerked this off in 10 minutes in my office right before, deadline, and it ended up being really popular. Who would have thought? Yeah, good shit.
I love all of this stuff, but it's got that for all the original artworks for it. Like museum things, like Japanese box art. Captain Commando! Man, we talked about that earlier, too!
Holy shit. God damn. What's he doing here?
Look to me for up-to-date reports on all exciting games from Capcom. Until next time, Captain Commando, you don't even look like that!
Also, notice the background. Look how fucking 90s this is. We got squiggles, we got triangles,
we have we had fucking teal and magenta, bitch!
Fuck yeah. The colors, man. Fuck.
And soundtracks for all games.
This is a legit collection. You don't even have to unlock shit by playing.
And then games. Digital Eclipse are the people that developed this. They were also behind the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which another thing that we didn't really touch on because it's kind of mixed news. A Korean ratings board has sort of leaked that a Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 is coming out, featuring at the very least 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Oh. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh wait. Yeah. I mean, 7 and 8 are.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Here, you play the game, Gush, for a minute. I'll be right back with these important messages.
Actually, I'm gonna cut to break because I need fluid for my mouth. So we're just gonna go to the. Please hold. We'll be right back. That wasn't on stream. No, they're seeing that we will be here shortly. For those, Mitch just dropped Trow on stream. He's gonna get us kicked off Twitch.
I didn't take off my underwear, first of all. And second, I thought you would still be streaming the game.
Well, no, right as you took your headphones, I was like, here, I'm going to take a break because I need fluid for my mouth. So I grabbed a beverage.
So, yeah, it's pretty warm today, first of all, here in fucking Nevada. And in my room specifically, where I've got, you know, a computer and 2 monitors and, you know. I was wearing pajama pants, so shit's is hot.
Yeah, oh, fuck yeah. So the other thing that these comes with is the boss rush modes.
Find fucking, what's that called? A calf. My calves now, and My powerful Chun-Li thighs, yeah.
I really wish I actually had that on the broadcast. That would have been great. For the women that swoon over Mitch.
Oh, yeah. The two of them.
Hey, it's better than zero.
Yeah, that's true. I have bad body image.
Alright, but the other things that this comes with is boss rush modes and time attack modes that actually have splits.
Yeah, they are... They know their audience. They know a lot of people play this game for the speed.
And, like, actually doing time attack modes, ready, set, go, and it actually goes with, like, actually having to push start at the right times. Shit, I forgot.
Oh, man. Yeah, I like that they actually take advantage of the negative space, or at least, unused space from these games originally came out in a 4x3 format and nobody uses that anymore. It's nice to see that they thought of something to do with that.
Right.
Like put in a timer, put in like not Lab Zero, Iron Galaxy did with the Capcom ports for like PS3. Ah, shit. They found stuff to do with all that space.
Death
so
Institute.
here we go. Is this Rescue Rangers 1 or 2?
This is 1.
Okay. I mean, both games are rare, but as I recall, like 2 was like the rarer of the two games.
Oh, that's the screenshot button. What is the? There it is.
Oh.
I'm backing out and actually just going into playing here.
Yeah.
We're gonna play as.
Okay, and we get.
What's that?
We get a nice little overlay around the sides.
Yeah, and it's actually optional. You can turn that off with the you can turn the border off.
Oh, nice.
You can go with original, actual like 4x3. You can go full screen view. You can go widescreen view.
Ugh, go with full.
Yeah, no, it stretches it too much. And then you can have TV with like the fuzzy filter on it.
Yeah.
Monitor with scan lines. You can turn scan lines off entirely. Scan lines are there, period. That's one of those things where, like, I know some people are fucking weird, but you gotta go with like scan lines and 4x3. If you're stretching the image and putting on like the smooth filter and shit, like it just doesn't look good. It does not.
Man.
Yeah, this is Rescue Rangers 1. And
this is so throwback. Oh. Man. I don't even have nostalgia for this game, and I'm getting like the nostalgia goggles, like, yes, I remember back in the day.
Yeah, this is actually one of the 2 cartridges of the Disney afternoon games that came out that I actually own.
Nice.
It's this and DuckTales that I have.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that shit. Oh, that was not a hit.
They didn't have good hitboxes back in the day. Actually, I saw like a great like meme or something about hitboxes where it was comparing different hitboxes for different games. And it's the same picture of like a guy throwing a kick. And, it's hitboxes overlaid and like how they work. And, there's the differences between like Street Fighter and, Mortal Kombat and like Skullgirls, where it's like almost 1-to-1 because they go crazy with their hitboxes.
Yeah.
And, Street Fighter is pretty predictable. MK is kind of a little rougher and looser. And then there's Smash, where there's like diagonal hitboxes going behind the guy and one going down from his leg in a place, just in empty space. And oh man,
I'm still getting the
find it someday.
There we go. I'm still getting the hang of like catching it with the B button midair and throwing it back up like speedrunners do.
Oh yeah.
Shit. There's a 1-up in one of those. Ah, fat cat.
All these goddamn corporate Washington fat cats with their big bank accounts and owning the goddamn they're paying off the Congress, the bank. God, Morty,
Morty.
we gotta fix Washington, Morty. Oh boy.
I know this is one of the levels that speedrunners don't necessarily do, but
yeah,
because there's multiple branching paths in this game that flying squirrels.
Oh man, yeah, this is from back in the day when like you could actually get away with players not seeing all of your content
and having to gasp, play it again.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, I
when it wasn't so expensive to make a game that like you could afford like I use like a lot shit. You could afford to have content in the game that people would just never see because it didn't really cost your company that much. One programmer or a couple guys working on something versus like yeah, we spent 10,000 man hours making this level and who knows if anyone will even see it.
Boxed in. Ah, shit. But I mean, I'm just I want to show off some of these games, so we're gonna back out of this and show off more.
Just a quick look, just a very brief overview.
Well, I don't. Of all things, though, I don't know that I really need to show off DuckTales.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone has seen the joy that is DuckTales, and plus there was the DuckTales remastered a handful of years ago.
Yeah, and like the Moon covers or the Moon stage covers, and it's a well tread game, a classic. But
let's show off the black sheep of this collection. We got lots of wake up, Baloo. We've got lots of work today. I've lined up eight assignments already, so get out of your hammock and shake a leg. Blah blah blah. Fly over the sea. You should find your destination, but watch out for Don Carnage. Blah 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 blah.
Man, God, I remember watching a shitload of this show as a kid. Oh fuck! What even just happened? What the fuck?
There's bonus things that you can shoot to open up like this little bonus area where you sky surf shit. Because one of the big things that this game had was the flip button. That you could.
Oh, that is a really bad way to flip. Why would you do that? Why would you program it that way? Why not just a left-right flip instead of, 180 degrees?
And also when you're shooting, if you're like traveling up and down, it shoots in that diagonal direction.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Like, not a lot of shmups do that.
Shit.
It's like a weird synthesis of, like a twin-stick shooter and like a classic shmup. Interesting. You stole a couple hearts from Link, I see. Got a couple of them Zelda hearts.
Right?
Oh, hey, foreshadowing. Because Capcom actually ended up making like 3 Zelda games. It was destined to happen. Oh, wow, you can scroll back.
Why didn't it flip?
Oh, that's weird. So you can actually go backwards, but the camera scrolls backwards at the same rate.
Yes.
That's just weird. There's not even like a good reason for that. That's just something to be weird for weird's sake. I love it.
You're geeking out about this. I'm fucking like getting salty.
That's such a strange way to implement a feature.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so these things that like if you shoot, you go into the bonus level. Point
and evidently
up. I forget the little boy character's name. 1-Up.
Uh,
And then from here, it's just do that. Hey, another one up.
eh.
It's a cool idea for a shooter, yeah. And you know, the company that also brought you the 1942, 1943.
Yeah.
And another
Oh my
great
God.
arcade shooters from way.
That was another idea I thought of. Absolute, like, again, like, no chance in hell, but wouldn't it be funny if character ideas for Marvel, if they got some of the cave shooter, like, ships or
yeah,
whatever you
that's
would call them, that they published. Like, it's not going to happen, but wouldn't it be funny if they got, like, the plane from Pro Gear?
yes.
Oh, man. That fucking game. I'm so glad that's on Fightcade. Like, I have such fond memories of Pro Gear and how silly and weird it is.
Shit, straight down. Fuck. I'm actually doing a lot better at this than I had been when I was playing it the other night.
Nice.
Boss fight. Ah, shit, those hone. I love the death balloon just kind of floats down. Oh, back here? Come on, guys.
This was before the age of good checkpointing. Come on, this is a classic. This is historical preservation. Would you want them to change anything just to make the game a little more fun for plebeian modern audiences?
I just love the word plebeian. I'm gonna go.
It's a good word. It's a good insult. Fucking when noob has lost its impact, you can still call somebody a pleb.
That's very true. Shit.
And then it's got like that Shakespearean quality. It's like reading a Thor comic book. Oh, fucking dead.
Yeah,
fucking dead, mate.
It's really not even.
Dying.
It's not even that really tough of a game. It's just it's a bit wonkier than usual.
You made Baloo cry.
Yes, but that's Tailspin. I am going to work on that one because I do want to at least play through it. I think I saw James and Mike Mondays were played around with it for a little while.
Almost certainly.
This is the fucking gem of this collection.
Yeah.
Mouse ears.
You know, it's interesting. They don't have, as good as this collection is, there are a couple things missing. Something Mallard and Mansion of Mystery.
Oh, Maui Mallard?
Yeah, Maui Mallard isn't on it. There's like a couple Mickey games that are missing, I want to say.
I think this was specifically the collection of games based on the syndicated afternoon cartoons.
Oh, that would make sense. I see now.
Yeah, because I don't think like a Gargoyles game would have been on this, but I don't think they ever did a tie-in game with that.
Yeah.
Which
Gargoyles.
To be honest, man, they missed the fucking mark with that.
Yeah. Shit, I remember that cartoon. I remember loving that cartoon.
Yeah, that cartoon was the shit because it was like one of the it was a bridge between like younger kid froofy cartoon to like the shows that you would end up growing up to love watching.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was definitely a kids show, but it still had sort of like that dark edge to it, like just enough like gravitas to it to be like, I could see myself watching this years down the line. Like I remember watching that show as like a teenager, like my late teens, like 17, 18, 19, and liking it still.
Yeah, like it aged very well. It's still a great story.
Yeah, like it looks good. It's got an interesting universe. The characters are well developed. Fucking Darkwing Duck.
This game.
When there's trouble, you call DW.
Shit.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Dangerous. Wait.
Let's get dangerous.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I went looking on YouTube. We actually have the first season of this on DVD, like the box set that they put out.
Oh, nice.
Um,
That's a better investment than all of my Sonic shows.
Sonic Underground.
Sonic Underground!
Oh my god, the show
That
that
might
had
have been a little loud.
it was a little peaky. But as far as platformers go, and as far as action games go, like this was like a Mega Man game.
Yeah, like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they used a lot of the same code base. Like,
Yeah, actually.
you've got a run cycle, the jump, like, it looks really similar, actually. You've got a jump pose, you've got a short run cycle, you've got fucking lemons, spikes. Holy shit, this is a Mega Man game.
Yeah, and there's actually a few textures in some of the later levels that are straight out like the Mega Man Force Pharaoh Man stage.
Yeah.
Sniper Joe's.
Oh my god, oh wow, it straight up is a Sniper Joe. This has got to be like based on the same engine at least as Mega Man.
This is one thing Mega Man didn't have, a fucking shield.
Oh, so canon, it's now official, it's confirmed Darkwing Duck is actually Proto Man.
Oh my god. Shit.
How many projectiles can you have on screen? 2 or 3? Oh, it's like 4. Okay,
No,
so
it's
I figured
like
that out.
Oh shit. I tried to prove a point and I respawned everything. Oh, now I get health. Pricks.
Of course. Classic game logic. Give the player health when they don't need it. Fucking... You gotta make the game seem fair without it actually being fair.
I also love that when you kill enemies, it plays the sound like you just defeated an enemy from Little Nemo the Dream Master.
Oh yeah.
Whee! Like wobbly. I was actually watching on Cinemassacre. Mike Matei played through this.
Oh, nice.
I like watching his playthroughs because he's like, no bullshit, no nonsense. I mean, I would like a little bit more commentary with it and, a little less dead air, but that's...
Yeah.
I'm kind of spoiled in those regards.
Yeah, it's one of the... It kind of depends on, like, what mood I'm in. Because sometimes, like, I'm totally down for, a Game Grumps-esque, like, yell at the screen 24/7 kind of playthrough where I'm like, yeah, I want stimulation, I want, dick jokes and farting and stuff. And other times, I would really, I would almost be totally happy with a commentator who barely speaks more than, once every like 10 seconds to just say like, oh yeah, this was cool.
Wow, I blew the quick kill.
Yeah. Oh, speedrunner, you are not, Johnny. Like sometimes, like I've actually found like
Shit.
I watch a lot less Game Grumps these days. Just in like the last month or two, I haven't been watching as much of their videos. I've been watching a lot of like Two Best Friends Play and Matthew Matosis and
I've actually
I've
been doing a lot more Beard Bros actually.
Oh yeah, Beard Bros is a good one too.
Like actually today they posted a video. They got their the developers of Nidhogg 2 brought Nidhogg 2.
Oh nice.
And I can't wait for Nidhogg 2 already. And it's so much fun watching people that are good at Nidhogg
playing them mind games.
Yeah. But yeah. Darkwing Duck is like it's a Mega Man game. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So that's Darkwing Duck in one boss. Hey, look, I'm actually good at these games, you guys.
Hey.
Now let's go into the ones like... Go ahead.
You've got like that idiot savant, like Danny Sexbang thing going on, where there's like 5 games you're really good at on NES, and then it's just shit after that.
Yeah. Now let's go into the games that I personally, as a gamer, have never actually played.
DuckTales 2. Like, this is the one that, like, I don't think anyone's really talked about this game. I've never seen a review video for it. You know, it's... like, everybody focuses on the first one. I didn't even know this existed until, like, pretty recently.
I didn't know this existed, right along with I didn't know that Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers 2 existed until I saw it show up at SGDQ.
Yeah. Oh, spit on my spatch. I'll be right there. Bet you're right. We're off on a treasure hunt. Oh, good hunter. DuckTales 2. Press start, sonny boy.
Oh, it's a difficult mode, too.
I'm an offensive imitation of a Scottish accent.
Hey, you can go to Niagara Falls.
All right.
Scotland.
Near your hometown.
Bermuda, Egypt. Moo.
This is Moo. This is... I'm shocked with the the accuracy of the geography in this game, like, to render such a realistic version of the world. Putting Niagara Falls outside of the United States, which I guess is technically accurate, but to put it outside of North America, you know, like, not a lot of people know that it's not a part of this continent, and that Egypt's actually in South America, and the island of Mu sits right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This is Niagara Falls. Legend says the fabled crystal flower that blooms only once every 1,000 years is on the far side of the falls. Be careful, as if no one's ever walked there or taken a plane. Flintheart Glomgold is after the crystal flower too. You should watch out for him. He's got a big cack. Do you want to go there, Uncle Scrooge? Yes, A button. B, no button.
It's about right.
That's going to be a highlight.
Woo!
Look at the bunch!
Oh, this is too different. So
is it too...
In DuckTales 1...
do you not have the down stab?
In DuckTales 1, the down stab is you hold down as you're jumping on something. In this, you hold B.
Bad move, game developers. To quote many a think piece. What were they thinking?
Yep.
They were thinking about getting their dick sweat with that sweet Capcom money, shunny boy. Right. I have a terrible Scrooge McDuck impression, and I'm kind of non-apologetic about it.
As well you should not be.
This is getting into double negatives. I don't know what you mean.
Oh, that's right.
You have to pull that.
There's the pull mechanic in this one.
Huh. Look here.
Dude. Hey, what do you got, boy?
Oh, look, it's one of me nephews. I can't do an actual Donald Duck voice. I just can't.
Yeah, it's a very acquired talent.
Yeah. Hit the sidewall with a golf swing.
Oh yeah,
is that a Scottish joke?
All right.
So you can pull but not push.
Yeah, that's weird.
Weird. Oh, sweet money. That's it. One tiny gem. Barely a drop in the bucket. Can you hang on to those rings?
Yeah, so I'm trying to get up there. You can get up to them? Yeah, you have to...
Gotta wait for him to... There you go. Gotta get that sweet jump action. Boom jams.
Oh,
hey, it's...
Webley.
Webby.
Gyro was trapped in a landslide. You've got to help him out. Do I?
Do I, though?
Do I?
Gyro can go fuck himself. Can you bounce on spikes?
Let's find out.
I doubt it.
You can bounce on spike, but you gotta kind of short hop off of it.
Yeah.
So mechanically, this is the same but different.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the holding the B button as the... Makes it too
Yeah,
easy.
it's not terribly surprising that they changed it. Not for any good reason, just because, video game development at that time, very fast and loose.
Yeah, this was 1993 when this came out. And this is like the tail end of the NES, I believe.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, like, N64 was, like, mid to late 90s. Like, 96, 97.
Fucking dick.
So for this... Yeah. Let me actually look that up. What are the listeners? Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo. Japan, 1990 is when the Super Nintendo came out. In Japan, North America, 91. So yeah, if this was like 91, 92, that would have been way late for the NES life cycle.
Yeah.
Fucking...
Let's go down here.
Metal Gear.
Now that I know I need to crouch.
Oh man, poor Australia and Europe. Didn't come out until 92 in Europe, Australia, and Brazil. Oh.
I got a
And
cane
that's the
upgrade.
console. Shit. Oh yeah. When did the Genesis come out? I always forget when the Genesis came out. Oh, 1988 in Japan? Hot damn. 80. Wow, that's... Seriously? Wow. That's weird. That's really weird. Sorry, I just found out the Sega Genesis came out the year... In America, it came out the year I was born. And that explains why my timeline is so fucked up. Sega Genesis came out the year I was born. I didn't get one until I was like 5 or 6. And I never realized the console was like 5 or 6 years old by the time I got it. Oh, nice shot.
Yeah.
Good puzzle solving there. Yeah.
You want to go home, Uncle Scrooge?
Easy.
No, I don't want to go home.
Why do I go home and suck my dick, Uncle Scrooge? No!
Rule 34. Ah, I shorted the jump.
Oh, look at those fucking waterfalls. With their rolling logs.
Game over. It just takes you back to the title screen. There's no continue.
Yeah, get fucked. This is a classic game. This is an NES game. You thought this was going to be easy?
And last but not least, the other game I didn't know existed also came out in 93. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at this.
Oh, man. Like, a year after the worldwide release of the NES. By all accounts, this should have been dead. This should have been like an SNES game. And yet, oh, how times change.
One player.
Chip and Dale or Rescue Rangers 2. Yeah.
Oh, NES cinematics.
Oh, shit.
My nostalgia boner is throbbing.
You can tell it's like classic era NES because they managed to squeeze this onto the console. Or rather, onto the cartridge.
Yeah. Special bulletin. Police say a downtown restaurant has received a bomb threat. Unless the time bomb can be found, the restaurant could be destroyed.
If we follow the dark energy, we'll find Dr. Wily.
I'm not even gonna try.
Wow, it's time bomb!
Black coat, white shoes, white hair, Cadillac hit over the time bomb.
There's a time bomb in the restaurant downtown!
We got fire! This is an emergency! There's no time to waste! Let's go, mates! Oh, that's right. Wasn't she like Australian?
I guess. I don't remember, dude.
I barely remember Rescue Rangers as a show.
Like, I have memories of it, early memories of it. But man, fucking, if you ask me to describe any of the characters, I'd be like, Chip and Dale, respectively, are basically Indiana Jones and a Weird Al Yankovic. And Gadget has a lot of porn drawn of her, and there was a fly. That's what I got.
Yes. I remember Monterey Jack because everyone was like, jeez, and like it would like Incredible Hulk through shit.
Wait, which one? Okay, so Chip is the Indiana Jones and Dale is the Weird Al.
Yeah, Dale is fucking Dave Coulier. I'm about to start my afternoon nap.
Oh, come on, man. I just got blazed. Like, can this wait for an hour or two, man? Okay, partner, let's go, I guess. We're stopping for some Doritos or something, or like a Slurpee on the way, okay?
Also in the news, Fat Cat, the notorious feline felon, escaped from prison last night. From prison last night.
From prison last night.
All right, intro stage.
If we find that evil energy, we'll find Dr. Wywee.
So this is this is.
Man, I mean, you can kind of tell, like, Capcom's actually pushing the NES pretty hard with this game.
Yeah, well, this is 1993. This is also right around the time that Mega Man 6 came out.
Yeah, like, this looks really good for an NES game. Like, it's detailed, you know, the background's got a lot going on, just in terms of, like the pattern on the wall and, like, the details in all of the objects, like the stools and coffee cups, the lighting.
Still can't...
Like, I know a lot of it's... Oh, go ahead.
As you say, still can't scroll backwards. 3 out of 10, go home.
Yeah. Well, that's just an NES thing. Like... But, you know, there's, like, the light, you know, the glare on the windows, and, like, there's actual sort of a 3D look to, like, these pots and pans. The shading and stuff, like... This looks good. You know, it's still, you know, it's definitely an NES game, but... You know, you look at, like, early NES games, and then, oh, man. Oh, my God, he reflected your shit. Dude, this is some Street Fighter tech.
Yeah, I was not expecting it. It didn't do damage, it just stunned me, but...
Oh, man, is this the first canonical appearance of Rose in a Capcom game?
Yeah, let's go with it. a case... Dick!
What even hit you?
A mimic.
Oh. Ah, yes, the deadly mimic.
Effectively a mimic. And what's funny is I've been like, okay, you can tell which ones are and which ones aren't.
Oh, yeah, there's like slightly different shading to them.
Ow.
Oh, dude, got that Rose again. That Aegis Reflector, that fucking...
Urian bullshit.
Yeah. Crush, kill, destroy!
Damn it!
Oh, man. You even knew he was there.
I was too focused on the enemy up there and trying to get something to take it out.
Yeah. Man, they're not shy about these mimics either.
Ah! Snake! Oh. Snake!
Not for honor, but for you, Snake Eater. I'm still in a dream.
Oh.
Snader. Oh, did you die again?
No.
Never mind. Like, I closed my eyes for a second to sing, and I thought I saw the beginning of the level again. Boop.
Get and, like this, and it feels like that they really put the time into it.
Oh shit! He's got a projectile too. Fuck.
Yeah, some of them have forks, some of them have spoons. What?
Hey, zipper.
Well, oh,
cool.
God, this is so, like... Hey, Monterey Jack.
Yes. Jack Cheese. Free life. Oh, fuck. What is this thing?
Alright, spill it. Who set the time bomb?
Who set us up the bomb?
Water Rabbit.
Oh, what a distinctive character name. Everyone remembers Water Rabbit.
It's a rabbit riding a fucking, like, radio-controlled cart.
I assume she's going... It looks kind of feminine-ish. Yeah. The Water Rabbit, we'll just refer to it as the Water Rabbit. The Water Rabbit's gonna shoot water at us. Maybe.
No, it's gonna be, like, fire.
Yeah, figures.
So where's the bomb?
All your bases belong to us, ha ha ha.
Find it yourself, ha ha ha.
Oh, not even a boss fight? Well, I guess that would be a weird arena. Oh, hey. Oh, this is the... Okay.
Oh, so
how do...
Boxes are gonna drop.
How do... Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, how to attack. Oh, yeah.
You can't really stay on the top ones too much, because otherwise a box can actually drop on you.
Yeah. Seems like you just want to stay towards the middle, give yourself room to dodge, run.
Yeah, and
zip, zoom.
He doesn't have a definite pattern either. It doesn't look like that he...
Yeah, just kind of random movement.
The box hit him himself. The box hit him himself.
That bro box.
Look at that bullshit.
Thank you, based Capcom bad programming. Wait, let me rephrase that. Thank you, based Capcom bad programming. Gadget, have you found the bomb? In my pants.
Here's the bomb.
Here's the bomb, lovely.
Look,
there's a billion red wires coming out of it. That's how you pluralize in English.
How do you know it's just one? Maybe it's both. Like, what happens if we cut the wrong one, man?
We're doomed.
Oh, great. I always wanted to know what it was like to die, man. I mean...
Which one should I cut? Red or blue? Hurry. Oh, fuck, there's decisions?
Pick! Do it! Pick one! Go!
It's the blue one.
You fucking retard.
Are you
God
sure?
damn it. No, cut the red one. It's always the red one. Haven't you seen a movie?
Ha!
God damn it. What a bunch of bullshit. Also, sorry for using the R word. I grew up in kind of a low-class state.
Hurry, Fat Cat's done stolen the urn of the Pharaoh.
I guess Chip is kind of southern country, apparently.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. Story in fucking... Do we really... Does anyone actually care about this? Are people upset? Oh, look at that Sweetwater that they've used for like 4 Mega Man games plus this.
Yeah.
That is the same like water texture like
I whiffed.
Design. I feel like I've seen this. Like this is the they turned the waterfalls from Bubble Man's stage sideways and turned it green. That's what this is.
This is very
much
much
just
like,
me, right?
Yeah, it's almost like Pump. Oh, well, this is well before Pump Man, but
yeah,
because Pump Man was Mega Man 10.
Yeah, but it's like the same. I guess you'd call it a texture that they used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To simulate like waves going over. I'm actually like really enjoying this game right now. That's otherwise I was gonna put this off, but I'm like, really, that's a fucking mimic.
Oh, it's that fucking snake from 3 Other Things in Disney that they drew the same way.
Yeah, I was gonna shut it off at that first level. Like, I'm really enjoying playing this game.
Yeah. It's
Tits.
legit. I think that's part of the reason like this game is so expensive is because not only is it rare, it's actually kind of good.
But all right, well that is what is in the Disney Afternoon Collection and how it looks on screen. It's $20. It is easily a great $20 spend, especially if you have nostalgia goggles for the Disney cartoons. If you have goggles for the 8-bit video games, like I love oh so much. I gotta remember to look at the camera, not the fucking monitor. I do that too much. And, you know, you get all the soundtracks and all this other great stuff with it. $20. It's available on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. I mean, you get 6 great quality games with it. Tons of extra content, especially if you want to, learn about how it went from, like, pencil to pixel. And the soundtracks are available to listen to.
Like, they really... it's not a ton of work to set up an emulator and get, like, a bunch of NES games running, and even getting a lot of the art stuff going, I'm sure they had that in archives. But the fact that they actually went to the trouble of putting it in the game, like, it's clear somebody at Capcom actually cared about this project and wanted to do a good job with it. And that's totally worth appreciation.
Right, absolutely.
That makes it, I'd say, worth, like, yeah, it's worth your time and money because somebody cared.
Yeah.
There's
that like, the sentence ended, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's a bad habit I have of like, I get to a clause or a statement, and I'm like, should I extend this sentence? Nah.
So
I don't want to be like I'm afraid of like mansplaining stuff and going too in depth and being a little too like, this is how things work. I know it's a fake word and it's stupid, but I don't want to insult people's intelligence. That's a better way of putting it. And I know I can totally have a penchant for over-explaining things and... Oh, somebody got a kitty.
Yep. It meowed at me a few times, so I'm like, alright, you just want snuggles.
Aw, shit. Johnny getting pussy live on stream.
Yeah, Odin's happy. Odin's happy. Cat beard. All right, so Hungry Ones. Is he gonna jump down? Yeah, you want down. No, you don't. You're cool here. All right, cool. So Hungry Ones. Hugged. Yeah, this is what he does. This is how I have to edit most of the time. I'm usually just like doing one of these and like freaking pushing forward with one other finger while he's like, dude, come on, what are you doing?
That explains why like editing is an actual chore for you.
Yeah. It's edit and cat love time.
There's so much more to it.
Because I'll see him walk in, I'll just hear, meow. Like, all right. And he'll just like sit like right down here below where I sit. And like, all right. You know you're gonna pick me up and put me on your lap, because I'm not jumping up there. You good boy.
Aw, fluffy boy.
Yes, my big 17-pound giant. Who we are trying to make less than 17 pounds is about where he's supposed to be at, though. He's a naturally big kitty.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, now I want down. So, Hungry Ones, that is going to bring us to the end of this almost 3-hour-long live cast.
Yeah.
So if you guys dig what you see and you have not already, press the follow button down below. Leave us a comment on the YouTube upload of this. It will be up on Thursday to congratulate us on almost 3 hours of quality content.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of dead air. It was I had showed off a great game. We gushed
3 hours of 3 hours of content.
And you make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe our videos, and follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's all at Quarter Munchers, is all one set of words. Until then, I am Johnny.
And I am the only match.
The arcade is closed.